Hello and welcome to the Scrum Believable show, a brand new rugby preview show that dives into the world of international rugby with all of the grace of a prop doing a cannonball. Each episode will be taking a look back at the previous week's fixtures, as well as deep diving into the upcoming matches to see how the teams are shaping up. Plus, we'll also be putting our in-studio guest prediction powers to the test. And don't you worry, you can also get involved too by heading over to the Q&S Game Zone to see how your predictions match up. So let's get things started by introducing you to our guests this week. We have Ifiok representing the Northern Hemisphere and Jonny representing the Southern Hemisphere. So guys, welcome to Scrum Believable.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
I got to get into it. What are our thoughts on the name? Scrum Believable.
Rolls off the tongue.
Do you know what it is?
Beautiful.
It's unbelievable.
It's Scrum Believable.
Can't make it up yourself.
I love the logo with the cap on the C. I think you might need to be careful because Cheslin and Colby might get some ideas.
Oh, yeah.
Good connection. Good connection. I like it a lot.
Yeah, copyright that, quick, guys. I love it. Now, the first round of the Quilter Nation series is already underway. How did you guys enjoy last weekend?
I think it was great. It was a great start to what's going to build into an awesome tournament. The fixtures, unreal. And now we have another week ahead of us where you have a jam-packed weekend for the rugby. Like, what more can you want?
Exactly. Couldn't say it better.
Now, before we get into the rugby, Jonny, I got to talk about you just casually bumping in to a South African living legend, maybe even just a living legend,
I know.
the other week. Go on, tell us what happened.
Okay, well, it was so wild, you know. We're living here in London, South African West London, as I love to call it. And I work on Regent Street. And I went out for some lunch, casually walking back. And as someone who's had their phone nicked in central London, I'm always very aware of who's around me.
Street smart.
And it's uncharacteristic for someone to not be walking at a very brisk pace in central London. So I turned over to my side and I was like, whoa, hang on a second. It's Siya Kolisi. And I turned to him and I said, Siya. And
Oh my God,
there we
look
go.
at you.
There it is.
Do you know what? God, you must be quite tall, Jonny,
No
because
way.
you're not
know.
that far off him.
I know. What a legend. He's got the camera there. I wish he had taken a couple selfies. But I got the photo, and shame, the poor lad was exhausted, I can imagine. Thursday is his only off day, and he's there actually doing a photo shoot. And but it was the wildest thing. I just said, Siya, oh my word. And he said, okay, cool.
What are the chances
I
of
got
that?
a quick video with him, popped it on Instagram, and everyone was like, oh my word, was that totally by chance or set up? And I was like, absolutely just random.
Right place, right time.
Right place, right time.
I'm sure he actually loved it. I feel like there's nothing quite like bumping into someone from back home when you're not actually home. So I'm sure he loved it. Did you have some friends back in South Africa who were very, very jealous?
Well, the irony was, so I work with a lot of Irish people and South Africans. I was with two South Africans that completely missed him. So I walked past and I said, did you see who that was? And they were like, no. And I said, it was Siya Kolisi.
No
And they said,
way.
you're joking. So went back, obviously, and he was gone. And the man moved faster than the back line. But yeah, a lot of jealous people, but right place, right time, as you say.
Right, let's get back into this Quilter Nation series. We had a pretty good opening start. We had England versus the Wallabies and Scotland versus USA. And we've got to go for the big one first.
Yep.
Some people are calling it the rematch. I would probably call it the grudge match. It was England versus the Wallabies. They were coming for revenge back home in Twickenham to try and beat them. How did you enjoy that one?
It was a great game from start to finish. Even beforehand, we saw Lewis Moody. That was such a touching moment for people to see. And then on the pitch, seeing England play to the full 80, the game management was unreal. Benel obviously showing how much he's progressed and is dominating his position. Obviously, you can't not talk about Henry Pollock in this day and age. But yeah, Australia were fighting to the end as well, so it was a great game to see.
I feel like not enough has been spoken about. Not the blonde hair, it's the rat tail. Why are more people not speaking about that? That's my favourite part of it. Forget the peroxide. Anyone can do that. It's the little braid that he had inside of it.
People like to express themselves now in rugby, so
You would
why
expect
stop
that
it?
from the Aussies, not the English.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I love it. You might see me now with a little rat tail next week, just hidden underneath. And it was also just such a touching moment at the start with Lewis Moody. My favourite part was his son, just like really loving it, having the time of his life. It was really beautiful to see just rugby coming together for more than the game, which was amazing to see. Also got to give some props to the Aussies, though. Mr. Harry Potter. That was pretty impressive, don't you think, guys?
Unreal. I think it just shows that, like, you just have to keep fighting in the game. You never know what's going to happen. Make the most of any opportunity that comes your way. And got some lungs, got some legs.
Got some magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It was crazy, though, because I was watching the game live from Wembley when South Africa were taking on Japan. And I could only watch the first half. And Australia came back from being 10-0 down to 10-7. And I was like, there's a game on here. And then I came out and it was 25-7 end of the game. And it was actually a lot closer than the score suggested. They nearly got a try at the end. So that would have changed things a bit as well.
Yeah, and we've got to talk about that bench, haven't we? That was the real thing that I think really pushed them for that win in the end. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think teams are now getting more experimental with their benches, being able to offload them at certain times, stacking them in certain ways. So knowing that you can rely and have such depth, I think you can't not touch on that.
Yeah, 6 British and Irish Lions were on the bench. 6. Like, that's
Outrageous.
mad.
Yeah,
It really
we
is
used to pray
outrageous.
for times like this, right? And here we are.
We're going to take it up north to the Scottish Gas Murrayfield Stadium, where it was a bit of a landslide, 85-0 victory for Scotland over the USA. What did you guys think of that? Did you enjoy it? Was it quite fun seeing all of those high-scoring tries? What was your views on it all?
Obviously, people want to see tries, but it does get to the point where you start feeling bad for the other nation. But that being said, massive kudos to America for coming down, expanding the game in Europe. And they actually played a pretty good game. They're going to try and chase points at the end of it. So there's no point going for poles when you're that many points down. And they actually showed some good grit.
Yeah, I think there were some standout performers. We had Ioane on his 50th cap, unreal playing. Darcy Graham getting his hat-trick. I also like Jamie Dobby's performance as well. The team were just super sharp, super on form. And like we said, seeing rugby growing in the USA as they build towards a World Cup over there, you can't fault them for trying their best.
Now, I also just want to bring it back to the hair as well. Duhan, his hair looks just as good at the start as it does at the end. I need to know what these boys are using, what products they're using in their hair.
I think it's biltong fat or something.
So I best get loaded.
Get some of that on.
Yeah, we're very lucky. Johnny's brought a load of biltong in. I mean, we love a cliche. I've got my leeks back there, so I'll bring them in. Right then, boys, we've done our look back, but we're now going to look forward because we have a pretty stacked lineup of some very spicy games coming up this weekend. We've got Scotland taking on the All Blacks, Ireland hosting Japan, England versus Fiji, Wales versus Argentina on Sunday. The Wallabies are heading to Italy, and then it's the big one. We have South Africa versus France.
Huge.
Dun, dun, dun. I hope you guys haven't made any plans this weekend other than sitting yourself in front of the TV. Rugby.
I am incredibly nervous for this game.
Nervous.
I am so nervous. Someone's asked me about predictions for the game. They're all, I'm surprised I'm even here because I don't want to screw up what the universe has in store for us.
No pressure.
But yeah, this is a massive one. I think, it's massive for various reasons. It's the first time we've seen France or played against France since the Rugby World Cup.
Yeah, they're going to be coming for blood, Johnny.
I know, quarterfinals, that was not a fun game to watch. As in, it was fun.
I was going to say.
It was the fun, but on the edge of my seat.
Very exciting game of rugby.
No nails left. And yeah, so they're going to come back hard. But another reason, obviously, is Siya Kolisi, 100th test. I don't think enough people are speaking about how much of a legend he is and what he brings to the game. And then, yeah, Oxen Chair, I think, is a big one for us with his injury. It's going to be a hard-fought battle in the scrums there. And I think Ox brings in form He brings such dynamism and the ability to actually just win those scrum penalties when you need them.
Yeah. Touching on Siya though, and I was really shocked by this stat, he'll only be the 9th Springboks to have reached 100 caps.
Only 9.
Only 9th.
Yeah.
That's like
Jump
really
there now,
impressive.
surprisingly.
Yeah, crazy. And I feel like I've got to talk about the bomb squad. Does it still exist? What are your thoughts on it, Jonny? Is it still alive?
100%
It's
still exists.
something new every week.
Yeah, Rassi's always got something up his sleeve. I think the interesting thing around the bomb squad at the moment is it's kind of taken the shape of a 5.5, 2.5 split.
Ooh,
How can you have
talk
half
to
a
us.
player?
I know.
The 0.5.
So Andre Esterhazen, love that man. Can obviously play in the center position, but he's also, you know, I don't know if you've seen the clips, but he's there just peeling off the back of the scrum, and it looks quite lethal. So you know, when you're bringing him on at the depths of the game, I think he's going to be, him and Archie Snyman in particular are going to be a vital element towards the end.
Yeah. Now, we kind of got to talk about the wing off.
Yeah,
the
I was
battle
gonna
of the
say,
wingers
you can't
between
ignore
France
you can't ignore the
and
French back
South
line.
Africa.
Oh, I know. Pinot just keeps me up at night.
I think it keeps most people up at night.
Yeah. But yeah, realistically, I'm hoping in the first 20 to 30 minutes, we're going to chuck a lot of high ball. And the reason I say that is because our forwards are ready for a battle. No doubt about that. They wake up wanting to scrum, wanting to make tackles. I mean, you know the stats about Pieter-Steph du Toit in the Rugby World Cup final, 27 tackles made. It's insane. So I would love to see Pieter-Steph du Toit make a couple early tackles on the backs, really just kind of put a dampener on their ability to break the line early on, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Tries. I just need to talk about those French wingers and tries. So Pinot's had 35 test tries.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. But also LBB this year in the Six Nations broke the record for the highest number of tries in a Six Nations.
You can't ignore the French backs.
I'm trying my best to.
Call a spade a spade. They're unreal. They're class.
Yeah, something I wanted to kind of put at the back of my mind, but class is class at the end of the day, and I think this arguably is one of the biggest tests of the year, and that's why I haven't been able to sleep much this week. Yeah, they definitely have the try stats on their record, but when push comes to shove, I think we can outmatch them hopefully in that regard.
Well then, guys, shall we have a little look at the South African lineup?
Let's.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good squad of 15 players.
It is stacked.
Who are you most excited about there, Jonny?
To be honest, I know he's on the bench. Grant Williams provides such a great asset coming off the bench. Quilbus Reinach, as I always say, is more dangerous than climate change. But so I think he'll be really, really important at the start. I think that's why I was going back to saying he's going to be tossing up lots of high balls in those first 20 minutes. So I'm interested to see how that plays out, because you've got Kurtley Arendse and Cheslin Colby firing under there, and they know how to jump and hopefully higher than the French wingers. And then you've got to put Sasha Feinberg and Ngomazulu in there. He's been absolutely amazing. Obviously, he's still quite young, but it's the amount of experience that is showing through for such a young player is really positive to see.
I love it. Well, let's have a look at their opposition. Shall we see what France is looking like? Oh, it's a good team, isn't it?
Oh, the back line scares
You're scared.
me.
See, you're scared.
Oh. Yeah, that's pretty good. Some heavy players as well, and with Merchant in the middle there as hooker, he really does bind those few together. And I think if we take a look back at 2023 in that quarter final, they didn't kick out much, and I think that's going to be an element which I hopefully see more of as we force the ball out, so that we can have some line outs and have some mauls rolling.
I think the French back three is absolutely lethal. It's one of those ones where if you have a fantasy team, you never know who to pick, because depending on the game, depending on who their player, different players are going to score different amounts of tries, different players are going to take conversions, putting people in different holes. Yeah, the French back three, untouchable.
Ramos,
in my
always.
opinion.
He's got something to say.
Something about him. Well, we're going to park this fixture for now and we're going to move it across to London as Fiji will be taking on England at the Allianz Stadium. You excited about this one?
Yeah, I think everyone is excited to be in London playing rugby. That's unreal. But then also to play against Fiji, I feel like that's something that needs to be celebrated. The Fijians, the way they play on the pitch, but also the fans that they bring, always making noise, always bringing a good vibe. And I think if I was a player coming up against a Fijian, guaranteed physicality, I say they might hit harder than some of the Springboks. Like, I reckon it's probably going to hurt. So I think it'll be a very exciting game.
So unfortunately, guys, at the time of recording, we don't have Fiji's lineup. However, we do have England's. Should we take a little look at it?
Let's have a look.
Tell you what, you're going to get a bad neck at the end of this, Ifiok. Now, who are you excited about there?
Personally, I'm excited to see Guy Pepper get some international minutes. Seeing the contrast between Prem rugby, club rugby, and an international level. Unreal player, so hopefully he performs on the weekend. Finn Smith as well, given the opportunity to control the game. I think that's class.
It's so mad to look at it again. It's like you look at the starting 15, but then you go to the replacements, and again, just insanely world-class players on the bench.
I was just about to say the same thing. Like, you've got Itoje on there,
Yeah.
George and Tom Curry. I mean, and there's numerous other ones. I mean, Pollock's on there as well. How you have that much depth? I don't know. Like, the South Africans love to boast about depth, but that's a pretty stacked team.
Yeah, I think when you have certain games, you can experiment with different lineups, different teams, different combinations, and see what works well. So hopefully for 80 minutes, we get to see various positions tried, whether that's in the forwards and in the backs.
Well, I can't wait to watch this one. And funnily enough, I caught up with Ellis Genge earlier on today. Ellis, what an incredible start to the Quilter Nation series. What is the vibe in camp after that win over the Wallabies on the weekend?
Yeah, everyone's pretty excited. Playing against Fiji this week, squad's been changed up a little bit. I think boys are raring to go.
And how do you feel about your personal performance from last weekend?
Thought it was quite reassuring to see our maul come to the party. It's not been a while since we've mauled a team like that. And yeah, I just really enjoyed that facet of the game, to be honest. We broke them down quite well. Obviously, they beat us last time we played there, so it was nice to get a bit back on them.
And you obviously have a few Fijians with you over in Bristol, but how hard are Fiji to face?
Well, they can whack, I can tell you that for free. Bill Matto he's certainly a good tackler, so I think power game, we've got to play underneath them. And Calavetti, he's a world beater in space, so yeah, just shut down the space as much as you can.
We're now going to go to another one. I actually think this is going to be a real corker. It's Scotland versus the All Blacks. What are you guys thinking about this one?
Oh, what am I thinking? I wish I could be there. I've heard hearing Flower of Scotland at that stadium is unreal. That's on my bucket list. But yeah, should be an unreal game. I heard something about 100 years.
Yeah, so it is 100 years of the Scottish Gas Merrifield Stadium. So to celebrate, they have actually created a special Scotland jersey. And I think we actually have a little sneak peek of it here. There he is.
Beautiful player, beautiful shirt.
The star boy.
Look at him modelling that. I love that. I love the old school jerseys.
Yeah,
so like the old logo, the big collar. I wish all jerseys were like that. I think they should keep it.
Yeah, I think we're seeing it coming back into trend, how rugby shirts are now cool. And that collar, like you said, the old logo, tapping into that history. That's
He looks hard as nails there, didn't he?
Cool.
Even got like the beaten up nose. I love it. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, should we get into it, guys? And should we have a little look at the New Zealand lineup? Well, there we go. So we've got the glaringly obvious ones. Both of the Barrett brothers are not there. So we've got no Scott and no Geordie Barrett. But what are we thinking here? I think there's only been 3 changes.
I think the All Blacks are on form. They're always class, no matter who they play. I'm loving Caleb Clark at the moment as well. Seeing Jordan, their backs are unreal. They're lethal. And you can't not mention Ardie Surveyor. Like,
It's interesting though they're playing him at 7, and that's something, you know. Naturally, he's there at 8. He's driving that scrum from the back, those mauls and peels away, and I think that's a big threat. I don't know how Scotland are going to kind of anticipate that, but at the same time, yeah, it's hard to predict the style of rugby they're going to play away from home.
But I think it's going to be quite an emotional one for the Scots, though. Like, they've never beaten the All Blacks. They're at home in Murrayfield for quite like an iconic celebration. And the past couple of times they played them, they've come close. So I do think they're going to give them quite a run for their money.
100%. I think you go into any game with your all, but one as big as this, and I reckon the atmosphere alone, if that's not enough to fight for, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, right. Well, shall we have a look at the Scotland team now? There we go.
Oh, Pierre Schoeman. Love that. You've got Schoeman,
Of course, it's spot
Steyn.
the South.
I do think there's some serious home-born players there that are going to be coming out for this 100th celebration and giving it horns, king horns.
It's those backs, like the Scottish backs, I feel like are really threatening. Obviously, Russell's back in. Yeah, I think
as well. I think it will probably be some coast-to-coast rugby from both teams. A lot of running of the ball, keeping it alive. Hopefully, high scoring from both teams. I hate runaway games. I hate
Me
runaway
too. And
games.
I think it's going to be closer than we think. Maybe we are thinking it's going to be close, but I know we're going to get into predictions later, but I think 7 points is probably in it, and I don't know which way.
yeah, I don't disagree with you. And it's been close margins recently, so we shall see. Okay, now let's move on to Ireland versus Japan. I think Ireland are going to be looking to bounce back after their defeat last week. But how do you guys think it's going to go?
Yeah, I think Ireland are building, and although they might have had an unfortunate week last week, I think coming up against Japan, they should be able to put out a strong performance, hopefully control the game very well. And then I think Japan will put up a fight, no disrespect to them, try and play some creative form of rugby. But I think Ireland should be comfortably winning this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Ireland have this one in the bag, but I don't think it's going to be a walkover.
Johnny, I've got to ask, it might be a bit of a sore topic, but
Yeah.
Japan can really surprise people. Let's take it back to what was named the Miracle of Brighton when they beat South Africa.
This is always going to get brought up.
We want to forget that. Let's forget.
Will it be the Miracle of Dublin? Who knows?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Yeah, obviously that was a big sore point for us back in 2015 when.
You're still not over it,
Yeah,
are you?
still not over it. I think that one's going to be stuck with us till the end of time. But you know, Japan really do have some fire, and you know, maybe it could be the miracle in Dublin.
Yeah, definitely. Well, shall we have a little look at the lineups? So Ireland first. Who are we excited to see there, guys?
Andrew Porter, can't I miss that out.
Keiran Doris is always so good. Sorry, but you were saying something.
No. I just think when it comes to forwards, there are certain positions that need to be bossed and cemented, and I think he's done that really well.
Crawley obviously comes to mind. You know, I think a back is going to play an important role if you are going to really lead this game. It's going to come from your number 10, and yeah, I think if he's chasing the game and leading the back line, it's going to be very, very difficult for Japan to respond.
Yeah, well, speaking of Japan, should we have a little look at their lineup? There we are. I love their jerseys as well. A little bit different.
Yeah, always love the Japanese one.
Yeah, I think they bring class both on and off the pitch. The culture that they bring into rugby, they always show that it's more than just a game, and they give their all. They're seeing new players coming forward, and all you ask for as a coach, I guess all you ask for from your players is to give your best for 80 minutes, and that's what these boys do.
Now, we're going to come to the final match, which is on the Sunday when Wales take on Argentina. I guess the big talking point is Lewis v Sam is back, guys.
Welcome
Huge.
back.
Welcome back.
Welcome
It's really exciting though for the game of rugby. Like what he has brought to rugby, the excitement, the stardom is really exciting. And as a Welsh woman, it's obviously great to have him back. But as a supporter of rugby, it's also brilliant to see him there, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, some would say there's no place like home. But being able to transition and then come back and it's like, cool, I'm going to give my all now. He's a class player, youngster that's burst onto the scene. And he's trying to lead this next generation of Welsh players that are now trying to grow the team and develop the team, being like, cool, let's give it our all. And that should be good for the Welsh nation.
And I think as well is, you know, people are saying, you know, he's left the game, he's coming back, like what can he offer because he's been away from Union for quite some time. But I think there's got to be something that you learn from the NFL that, you know, people aren't implementing in the game currently. So I'm eager to see what sort of creativity he brings to a Welsh side that's very determined to prove something.
Yeah, and he's bulked up a bit as well.
A little bit.
See what power he brings in that department. Now, it's not going to be an easy game, and Argentina are on great form at the moment. But what do you think we can expect from the Argentinians on Sunday?
Oh, I'd say brutality,
100%.
physicality, a lot of tension, probably.
Yeah, they love their steaks as much as South Africans do, and I think that shows in their muscle size. And I think that's something that I love watching Argentina is they don't hold back. And I'm just eager to see a team that's not going to hold back on the weekend, even if Wales, you know, are struggling at the moment. But I think the Welsh are the same. They're going to hit hard back.
Yeah, it's that grit and determination, isn't it?
Yeah, I think both teams like to put up a fight, and that's what we're going to see on the weekend.
Although we haven't had the Welsh lineup, I was able to catch up with Keiran Hardy earlier today. But I guess the first question is, how is life in camp going?
Yeah, it's been really good actually, really positive since we came in, and it's an exciting new chapter we've spoken about, and the boys have bought into the new detail and what's come with the new coaches, and thoroughly looking forward to the next couple of weeks on the games.
Yeah, and there's like a real renewed excitement with Steve coming in. But how has Steve Tandy been as a coach?
I think Steve's been excellent since coming in. I think he spoke really well on the first day, and it's all felt as if we're aligned towards the same end goal and long-term goals. And then it's just been a case of getting across the rugby, which we did do last week, and then obviously we get an opportunity this week to test ourselves against Argentina.
Yeah, and it's going to be a big one. They're a tough opponent, but how are you guys approaching Sunday's game?
Look, I think Argentina have changed a lot in the last couple of years, and they've had a lot of good results in recent times. And what's probably most prominent in their game is just their physicality and the way they're trying to play the game. So that's obviously something that we know is coming on the weekend. We haven't focused too much on them. We've tried to look at ourselves more than too much on Argentina, but we're hoping that the way we want to play will be clear for everyone to see on the weekend and the way we want to move forward.
Definitely. And it's always exciting playing in the Principality. As everyone knows, it is the 16th man. But how special is it as a Welshman being able to play in that stadium?
Oh yeah, so special. I think any kid that grows up in Wales dreams of playing for Wales in the Principality, and it's just the drive into the stadium on the bus is pretty special. And when you get the crowd behind you in the Principality, there's not much better places to be than beyond the field. So I think that's actually something we've spoken about as a group, is how can we get the fans to get out their seats and bring some energy to the game, because I think the way we want to play the game now is going to affect them too.
Yeah, and it was really special last week. I know you guys obviously had the open training session, but how great was it being able to have all those kids come down from all over in their half term and meet you guys and watch you guys get out there and train?
Yeah, of course, it's brilliant. I think the more that we can interact with the fans and keep the kids involved in the game in Wales would be excellent. I think what we did last week was brilliant on our behalf, and we actually enjoy those days as well because it's special for us. And I think they're a big part of our game. They're a big part of the culture in Wales, and how passionate the fans are in general is pretty special. So I think stuff like that we did in the last couple of weeks is always going to help us.
Brilliant. Well, I will let you go, Keiran. Pob luck for the weekend, and we'll catch you soon.
Diolch. Thank you.
Diolch. the final fixture. Australia are heading out to Italy to face the Azzurri. Now, I think this is going to be a bit of a dark horse game of the weekend. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, I think Australia have had some good form throughout the summer. They've built really nicely coming into this tournament. And although they may not have had the performance that they wanted last weekend, I think what they're building as a team should go on to show that, look, we are back. We are reaching our form that we might have had in previous years. So take us seriously.
Yeah, I think gone are the days of when Italy are viewed as the wooden spooners of the Six Nations. It's definitely changed at the moment. I think they're really building something with momentum here, and the same can be said about Australia. I mean, South Africa definitely knows that after being 22 points, I think it was, up at half time against them in the Rugby Championship, and then they came and beat us. So I think both sides have got something there that they're wanting to prove, and they're going to lay it all out on the table. I think both of these nations are, especially Australia, after giving it all against England, I think they'll want to write the books on that one.
Yes, well, should we have a little look at their lineup? Should we start? There we go, Australia first. I feel like we've got to talk about McWright. He had a brilliant game as well against England, and I feel like he's one to watch in this match.
Yeah, no, 100%. You think of some of the forwards of the past, then it's like you have the Michael Hoopers, etc. And you need new people that are coming forward or that are now making statement performances. And that was a statement performance last weekend.
Yeah, and everyone's favourite wizard over there, Harry. Harry Potter's there. He really can make an impact. It's like finding those moments of flair that can really change a game. So I think it should be a good one.
Yeah, I think Australia are building a new form of identity in the way that they play rugby. They're having fun. They're playing in their own 22 as well. So creating their new style of play is something that we're probably going to see a lot.
Brilliant. Right, should we have a little look at Italy next? One that's standing out for me there is Linus. So he's Michael Linus' son, and they're obviously playing Australia.
Yeah.
So that's quite a big one.
Yeah, I think when you have games where neither team are an underdog, suddenly you have to find new things to tap into or controversial things to tap into to give you extra motivation. So I think that would be a heated competition for him alone.
Yeah. And Ioane as well, he was born and raised in Australia. So I'm sure that carries some extra weight as well and motivation to want to win and want to beat the Wallabies.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, no one wants to be seen as the wooden spoon team. And when you have stand-up performances in previous competitions, like Capuso, for example, where everyone remembers standout tries, and you want to continue to replicate that to let people know it's not just a fluke, it's not just a one-off. Take us seriously, not just as a back three, not just as backs, but as a whole team, as a whole nation.
Well, I am really looking forward to this game. And earlier today, I caught up with Monty Ioane and Tommaso Allan. First of all, Monty, I wanted to just quickly ask you that apparently we should be forgetting about Pitbull because you're the real Mr. Worldwide. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. You can some call me that. Some call me Mr. International. Some no one calls them that. That's self-proclaimed. Self-proclaimed.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm going to go and see him this summer. I can't wait. I think Pitbull's an absolute legend. You should get out and see him, get the ball cap going.
Yeah, maybe you should. Maybe you should. Yeah. A lot of people call me Mr. Worldwide, though. Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
I love it. Right, well, we'll get into the rugby and not your nicknames anymore. But this is obviously quite a big one for you guys. But how have you been preparing for this Quilter Nation series?
Well, it's a big one. We've got some tough games, obviously, coming up. We had a week last week where we all got together for the first time. Obviously, all the guys that play overseas had to go back to their own clubs and then play for their own clubs. So it's been quite a short preparation with the whole team together. But no, it's been going well. We've been playing together for the last 2 years now with Gonza. So I think everybody knows each other pretty well, and we're excited to get going now.
Love to hear it. And what are you guys expecting from the Wallabies on the weekend?
Well, we know they've obviously they've got Joe Smith, who's obviously loves to play with the ball a little bit more, especially with the kind of with the X factor that they have. So we can expect them to move the ball, as I mentioned just before. But as for us, the boys, we're preparing quite well for it. It's quite an exciting game for us, especially. The boys are most excited for the fact that we've beaten them before, and obviously it's not going to be easy, but it gives the boys a kind of I guess a bit more confidence going out and going into this game, so which is quite exciting for us. So yeah.
You're all ready to go. And Tommy, how important do you think the kicking game is going to be, particularly against Australia?
It's massive. I know maybe Australia would have seen what happened last week against England and would have rectified a few things, but it's always a fair contest in the air, and if you get our accuracy while against them, then we can put them under pressure, obviously.
Yeah. And Monty, do you think that you can get the better of that Wallabies back three?
Yeah, no, for sure. Obviously with their team that's just come out, originally we thought that Swality was gonna be at the back, because obviously they struggled last week with the high ball. But as mentioned before, our kicking game will be massive for us, especially in the air. For myself with Ange and Lewis Liner at the back with me, it'll be exciting. It'll be a good matchup.
And I'm going to leave on this question. This is why I referenced Scrum Believable, boys. Now, Monty, you are absolutely covered head to toe in tattoos. Am I right?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, mostly.
How about you, Tommy? What's your tats looking like? You got many?
I've got a few tattoos, not as much as Monty. Even though me and Monty had a bet a while ago that if I beat him in a race, he's got to put a tattoo of my face on his leg.
Oh, have you done the race?
He still hasn't done that.
No.
It was a long time ago.
All right, well, I got a different bet for you. Are you ready for this one, boys?
Yeah.
If you guys beat the Wallabies, how do you feel about both of you getting Scrum Believable tattooed on you? I feel like Monty would be more.
How much are we getting? How much are we getting?
For me, it's not a problem for me. I'll put it anywhere. You wouldn't even be able to tell.
Is this a deal, guys? If you beat him, Scrum Believable coming your way.
Yeah. Why not?
It's not a matter of whether we're going to beat him. It's a matter of where am I going to find the space to put him.
What about? Have you got like any on the bottom of your foot? You're gonna have to any in
like Andy from Toy Story.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I could do that.
Unbelievable for life. Amazing, brilliant. Well, I'll let you go, guys. Thank you so much for chatting with me, and all the best of luck for the weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Right, guys, the time has come to lock in your predictor picks. Now, the producers have said we can actually do a little forfeit for whoever loses for this, but we get to choose it.
Okay.
Now, I did say to Tommaso and Monty, if they beat the Wallabies, that they have to get the Scrum Believable tattoo. Would you be up for doing that, boys? If you lose?
I ain't getting
the first ever person in the world to get Scrum Believable tattoos on you.
It might be one of one. But
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you could see it on camera, but I've got the book.
Get those legs out, Johnny.
So, I mean, maybe we add an additional one there.
he'll agree to get this tattoo.
All right then. Well then, you better hope that. Hope that you win and he loses. Okay. Well, it's happening, guys. I don't know if we can allow this, but apparently, whoever's losing is getting Scrum Believable ties on them. Okay. Right. Let's get into it. First up, Ireland, Japan. Johnny, we're going to ask you first. Who's going to win that one?
I love seeing Japan play, but it's a no-brainer to go for Ireland.
Yeah, Ifiok?
Yeah, I think I agree. Seeing nations like Japan step up and play in such competitive games is so good to see for the game of rugby. But I think Ireland is taking this one.
Next up, Scotland, New Zealand. Ifiok, what are you going with?
I think the atmosphere up in Scotland is going to be unreal. But something tells me the All Blacks are going to nick it. It's going to be a close game, but I feel like the All Blacks are going to keep their winning streak going.
I would tend to agree. After beating Ireland last week, which was a bit of a surprise, I don't know. It's going to be a tough game. As we said, it's going to be a few points in it, but I'm also going to have to say New Zealand.
Now, the next one, England, Fiji. What are you going with?
England, Fiji. I think England are going to take it. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be an electric game to watch, which I cannot wait to see. Both, like I said, in the stadium, the Fijian vibe that they bring, but then also on the pitch, keeping the ball alive. But I think England should hopefully win this one.
I mean, Fiji did pull out some amazing
Yeah.
stops some years ago. I think it was a year or two ago.
Yeah, beat Wales,
they-
and I think they have previously beaten England
Yeah.
as well in this.
Yeah, they
this
beat
series.
England at
Yeah,
Allianz
yeah,
Stadium.
a couple of years ago.
2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Which, yeah, but I think seeing England play last week just showed that they're entering a new era of rugby, and I'm quite keen to see how that translates tomorrow.
So going for England. Wait, so as it stands, you're both going for the same predictions. I
Yeah.
wonder if there's going to be any
So
changes.
far, it's a bit boring.
Italy or... s-
Sorry, that good? Sorry, I shifted with showing my tattoo.
So Italy, Australia.
I think this might be our closest game of the weekend. I think Australia are going to win, but I think Australia are going to win. Let's see about that.
I think Australia is going to win too, but I think, as you say, it's going to be one of those games where it could be a bit of an upset. And yeah, I'm trying to both at this rate, both of us getting a tattoo for winning.
And then the next one, I think I know your answer, Johnny, but France, South Africa.
This is where we're going to disagree.
Here we go.
So I'm just going to come out and say I'm not giving a prediction on this one.
You got, but then that
what?
means the tattoo's coming your way.
I
Back your boys.
got to back the boys, obviously. It's but I'm not.
Don't want to jinx it. Superstition.
Exactly.
Nah.
I'm not going to put stuff
Touch
into
wood,
the
bro,
universe
and hope for the best.
and then be disappointed when it backfires. So if it means that I
So,
concede this
you
one
know France are
because
gonna
I'm
win.
refusing
Cool,
to
cool,
give a
cool, cool.
prediction, I would rather be a happy Springbok player, a Springbok fan on the weekend, than jinx it.
Hang on, I think this doesn't mean that you
Allez,
conceded
le
the round. I think this means
Vive
you
la
conceded the
France.
game. And you're getting a tattoo, Johnny. Can we agree that this is happening?
Oh, there's still how many games to play on the weekend?
I don't know though, if you're not playing along,
Oh,
I think that is a disqualification.
Who's up next? There?
Yeah.
Surely I can
Moving
back
on, Swift,
Wales
look
to,
at you.
to do the trick there. Obviously, I've got to go for South Africa.
There we go.
Look
we
at
got
peer
it out of you
pressure.
in
Look
the
at peer
end.
pressure.
I
Come
feel
on.
like I let down the nation.
Well, only time will tell,
Only
and we
time
will
will tell.
soon see if the Scrum Believable tattoo is coming someone's way. Now, guys, I'm pretty excited about this. We're coming to the end of the show, but if I'm being totally honest, we are leaving the best till last. We have a very special message from a pretty big rugby fan that comes in the shape of Mr. Big John BOSH.
Right, some big games coming up this weekend in international rugby. Here are my predictions. Ireland versus Japan. I think a comfortable win for Ireland. Scotland versus New Zealand. Tough game. I think the Scots will run the Kiwis close, but I expect New Zealand just to edge it. England versus Fiji. Another physical encounter. I expect England to win this one quite well. Italy versus Australia. Again, the Italians much improved. Australia playing well. I expect a tight game. Australia just to edge it. The big one, France versus South Africa. I'm expecting France to win this quite well. So, allez le bleu. And finally, Wales versus Argentina. I'd love to see Wales win this, but I think Argentina are improving at a rapid rate, and I think they'll have too much. But come on, the Welsh. Bosh! Let's have it.
Bosh.
Oh my God, I love him. It's the
I also think-
bash.
I
So
also
Big John's
think-
going against the box.
I think me and Big John, we're like for like.
You're in
Nice.
sync.
You
That's
guys.
that's my boy.
Ah.
Brilliant.
I feel like I've jinxed it for South Africa.
Oh.
But I've got to back it.
You got to back
It's
your
stuck to
boys.
France, and it's going to be a tough game, but bring it on.
Well, that's it then, guys. So it looks like you're going 3 to the Northern Hemisphere, 3 to the Southern Hemisphere. And Johnny, you're going 4 to the Southern Hemisphere and 2 to the Northern Hemisphere. And if you think you can beat them at home, then head over to our Q&S game zone to set your predictions and check out our Northern and Southern Hemisphere leaderboards. All right then, guys, that is it for this week's episode of Scrum Believable. Can you Scrum believe it?
Cannot believe you just done that.
I hate myself
That's criminal.
as well.
That's criminal.
Well, first of all, I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys for joining me in the studio, and a huge thank you to Monty, Tommaso, Ellis and Keiran, and a massive, massive thank you to you guys for tuning in. Make sure you watch the games this weekend, and if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button. So we shall see you next week for more rugby, more chaos, and probably more wrong predictions.